Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is basic rhythm and timing, a total course for beginners, but also which is very important for those who have never done this before. I can tell a story about that. I never did this when I was studying music at university. I never done this exercise which I'm talking about here before, and somehow I was able to do it to control the tapping with my ear, and I had a very good ear and that was more or less precise, but you can make it till 95% of precision if you have a very good ear. But this exercise are really important for becoming very precise in timing and rhythm for all players. And when I stopped, when I was finished with my studies, to finish the story, I started to teach beginners, and there I learned to play just chords on the quarter note. You know, then I noticed how important it is to feel even the very simple rhythm and timing figures to control the more complex stuff. So, if you never done this before, do it and subscribe to my channel, of course. Yeah, and if you like this kind of teaching is what I do with my live students, then tell me what you think about this. If you want to have a continuation of this, these are only the basic rhythm figures, the basic timing figures today. It's going to be a long tutorial anyway. You find in the chapters the different timing signatures which I'm talking about. And we're starting with the very first, and you can do the examples. I do the examples with chords with E minor, normal E minor, and A sus2. You can choose any chord you like if you want, any note which you like for the exercises, but I would make it as simple as possible to grab that your full attention is here on the timing and to feel the timing. That's why I keep the action here as simple as possible. If you're a more experienced player, that will be part of probably of a private lesson. You can do the same exercise with more complex stuff, you know. But we keep it as simple as possible. That the concept works for everybody. If you're more experienced, you can do it more complex. So let's get started. To understand rhythm, it's really useful that you know how it's written, how it looks like. I know many of you probably don't like it to go into theory, but in this case it's really essential, really important. I give you my word on that. HPCrazy from the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. It's really important. So the first thing we're learning now is the so-called full note. It's a big bubble. We have a bar. It's 4 beats. Sometimes it's 3 beats, sometimes something else. We just talk about 4, so 4 quarter notes per bar. So 1, 2, 3. That will be this here. 2, 3, 4. And the full note is you have 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's a full note. And when you do the full note thing, first of all, you can do it with a drum or only with the metronome. Let me do only with metronome. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And if you do this, it's really simple. You agree? But when you do this, pay attention that you are exactly on the one. Get into the timing. 1, 2. Go with your arm like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As I said, you can do it with any chord. In this case, it's just E minor, A minor, or A sus9. Really simple to grab. Do with any chord. If it's too complex, first do just with one string. In this case, I take the open E string, open A, but you can take any note you like, but be as precise as possible. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, let's take another one because with the open is a bit. Let's take the third fret here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, because there you can stop easier. But even with the open thing, also you need to stop the note as well. Four bars thing is not only when it starts, also when it ends, that you end precise. I know this sounds very simple for you, for some of you, but it's not. Really pay attention that you feel when it's finished. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chord 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then also try with the beat. 2, 3. It's more fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do this, I know it's probably simple for many of you. Try to still make music. Try to form the tone, you know. In this case, you can do vibrato or whatever you want. Try to really make it sound nice. And I had a few students here, they just make tak tak. It was too easy for them. But that's not the point. Try to make music, even if it's so simple. That's the main thing to pay attention to. Serious, guys. I know what I'm talking about. I went through this process and I played a lot of complex stuff, and I noticed I cannot even play a full note correctly, you know? It's really important. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel it. And once you have this done, you're ready to go. Also the 4 bar and the pause is the little squarely. Yeah, it's also 4 bars. So we play chord and we make the pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to make music in this. You can also make more complex chords. Whatever you like, just play around with these full notes. The next step would be the half note. The little ball gets, I don't know how you call that. In German it's called the Notenhals. I don't know the English word for that. It doesn't matter, it's that little thing. That means it's 2 beats. So we're doing the same thing again as before with chords or with 1 note. Whatever. And this time only two beats, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try also to count while you're doing this. It really helps you to keep control over the timing and try to make music in this. You can also do same, only 1 note if you want on this, if it's too difficult for you. Now the pause looks pretty much the same as the one of the full note. Is also a little square, but it's now sitting and not hanging on the line, I think. Well, also make the same thing with pauses. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and if you're more experienced, of course you can do the same exercise with other chords. I'll give an example, maybe, I don't know. Try to make music with this simple timing and rhythm exercises. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. See, now suddenly it sounds like a song, even it's a really simple rhythm figure. Yeah, so that would be the half note. Really also feel comfortable with the half note and know how it looks like. Now we double up the thing again, we come to the quarter note. This is now a ball which is filled with a Notenhaus. Yeah. And now we can do more creative stuff, but first we need to be able to play the quarter notes. Again, maybe with one note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's do with it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe we take here in the third fret. It's a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Or with chords. E minor, A sus. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pretty simple. Now the pause is a little bit like an S. A bit a strange S, but yeah, somehow. And now we do the same with pauses. One beat we play, then one beat pause. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Or that also works with the pause. That you can, and try to be as exact as possible. Just don't do just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, easy, I can do that, it's no problem. Try to feel it, you know, that's the main thing. If you don't do these exercises here properly, you will have problems later with really, when it comes to complex rhythms, to really make it proper on time. I can tell you this, if you do the full rhythm and timing course, the first, let's say that the full course is 15 lessons, and then comes the big test at the end. And let's say the first 8 or 9 lessons are all as easy as these ones are. If you don't do these now properly, you then suddenly from lesson 10 on, you cannot do it anymore. If you've done this properly, it's no problem. And so even if you don't do my course, you can do any course. But if it comes to timing, really, if you don't know the basics and haven't done them properly, I did a mistake when I was studying music, and I paid the price for it. I need to do it again later, and that was really hard, crawling back to field number 1 because I never did it. Really take me serious on that one. And I'm glad I did this simple stuff. You can enjoy doing simple stuff and still making music. And that's what is part of this. So let's now try to make music just with quarter notes. You can also play single strings with E minor, A sus9, as you like. I mean, it's null problemo. But try to be as precise as possible. Always make music. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Also try to count. 1, 2, 3. Now chords. 3, 4. See, now I mixed up the different stuff, but I was just playing quarter notes or quarter pauses, you know. And that's be as precise as possible. And the better you get, you can play full arrangements just with this and sounds okay, still okay. You see, for the experienced players, the more complex the action gets on your fretboard, the more secure you need to be in the timing to be always precise. That's the main thing, which is about, I mean, if you make simple stuff here, that's for the beginners among you. Do the simple stuff, but do the timing thing, because timing is 50% of music, you know. It's timing is when you play a chord, it has to also say how long you play it. That's 50%. If you cannot do timing, you cannot play music. And as I said, the better you can play, the more complex you can do the action, but still focus on the simple rhythm figures. Good. The next would be 8 notes. 8 notes is again double as fast as quarter notes. Now we have the full balls, the Notenhals, and this little bar here which sticks two together. Or if it's only one, it just makes a little flag. Yeah, that's the 8 note. And we can make a combination with alternate picking. So it would be with the chord 1 and 2, and if you 8 notes, you add the and in the counts, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You also add the ends. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3. It's more or less simple and good. You probably noticed I was not precise on timing when I started. It's very good that it happened to me as well. It always can happen. Timing is a really important thing. I'm here on I think 80 BPM, but if you put it up on 100 BPM, it feels different. If you put it down on 60 BPM, it's also different. Also try several speeds. Not 80, I thought 80 is like a good compromising tempo. But if it's slower is, you have to be more precise. If you do it on 60 BPM, it's more challenging, I must say. Yeah. Yeah. And faster is mostly, it's more demanding from the technical part, but from the timing part, because it's so fast, you can be a little bit unprecise and you don't really notice. But if you do it on the slow ones and you're unprecise, then it's really hard. So that was 8 now. You can also do it with, if chords are too difficult for you. You can also make creative stuff like you can play the chords like this if you're a more experienced player. As you like, you can be creative and mix it up, as long as you play proper 8 notes. And so on. The really hard part when it comes to 8 notes are the offbeats. When you just play 8 notes, it's more or less simple, but the offbeats is only the ends, if you count 1 and 2 and, you know. So let's take a note here in the third fret. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. See, in theory it's pretty simple. Let's do it with the track. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you see the pause of an 8 note is a little, I don't know what it's a funky symbol, but it's how it is. You can also do with chords 1 and 2 and 3 and in this case we do upstroke, because when the easiest way to do offbeats is when you just got a 1 and 2, and so all ups are offbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah, that will be the the offbeats, sorry. And like reggae as an example is played with that's reggae is something which is played only with offbeats. It's really often used offbeats. So these were now the main rhythm figures, the really basic ones. We had the full notes, we have the half notes, all with how they're written and how the pause looks like. We have the full notes, the half notes, the quarter notes, the 8 notes, and the offbeats. Try to get them as precise as possible with the metronome, with the drum beat, or whatever you want. And you can write down some exercise, just write down any kind of rhythm figures. And try to play them, the rhythm figures, with chords of your selection, which you think they work. As I said, I just use the really simple chords here, but you can take any chords you like, but focus that your timing and your rhythm is really precise and you're able to play the rhythm which is played down there on your sheet music. Because if you can read rhythm, and then when you do the education in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy to become a guitar player, I really have a focus that you are able to write rhythm yourself and to read rhythm yourself, because this is really important when you do improvisation later. I can, when I play something, I improvise something, I could write out everything, what the rhythm I was playing, I could write it like this, you know, or I know exactly what I'm doing from the rhythm side. And by writing down rhythm, it makes it conscious for you, that you know what you're doing. If you're unsure, if you can do this at home if you want, there's no problem. But if you're unsure, you can join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy and upload your example and post your video, how you played it, to make then somebody can control. I can control it if I have time, if it was right. So join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy to get this. If you want to do this exercise yourself with any kind of rhythm you wrote down, and to see how it's played, or you can take any tune as long it's in the area which we practice now. Just full notes, half notes, quarter notes, 8 notes, offbeats. So that will be the basics, the basic rhythms. Know the notes and the pauses, how they're written. Yeah, I'm gonna give of course there are more kind of rhythm figures, and I'm gonna, since it's a complete course, I'm gonna give let's see, an outlook what is also possible. And the next will be triplets. Triplets are marked as 8 notes with a full bow and with a down here and with a 3. That means we play 3 notes per beat. So it's like waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So this is the beat 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These are triplets. That will be, here's the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pretty fast. Yep. That will be triplets. Those are 3 per beat. The next would be 60 notes, same as 8 notes, but now we have 4 notes together again with a thing, and now we have 2 of these I don't know, things up there. And now we have 4 per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplets again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 60 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And the next one would be 32 notes. That is 8 notes per beat. Let me see how that is. That's 32 notes. It's a bit strange here down here, but that will be 8 per beat. As I said at the beginning of this tutorial, if you're not able to play the basics properly, you have no chance when it gets difficult. And this is only the other kinds of rhythms that are possible, but also combinations of all the basics rhythms. They can be combined in really nice ways, and most of music already works with the basic rhythm, with combinations, with pauses, with connecting notes and stuff like that. But really pay attention to the basics and have them just like this, you know. You say play this, and this just goes like this, is null problemo, you know. And then you're ready to go to the next step. Yeah. Good. So this was now the basic rhythm and timing course. I hope you liked it. I hope you understand the importance of this tutorial. I hope you understand that you still, even the stuff is maybe very simple for you, can be really creative in this. And this is the basement of your later playing. If you cannot do this properly and precise and cannot feel music in this, how can you feel music with stuff which is above this, you know? And that's my main message I have in this tutorial today. It's one of the, I would say it's a must-have. Yeah, it's a must-have tutorial. I'm going to mark it as a must-have. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Let me know if you're interested in do more courses. I also, as I said, I offer that you can join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy and post your exercise you wrote down and you're playing. If I have time, I have a look to it. If you want to have that I have a profound look to it, you can just book 10 minutes of my time and check it out if it's properly done. Yeah, so you don't need to have a full private lesson for that. But it's if you're sure enough that you've done it right, you don't need somebody who controls it. I mean, it's the stuff is simple, but if you're not sure, it's not so simple for you. But then once you have it done, it's really simple. Yeah. Good. That's all I wanted to say. Join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Link is in the description box below. Please make the premium membership upgrade to support the work I'm doing for everybody here in these times. That's also the only social media feed I'm doing. The rest, well, from time to time, but I want to pull all my social media traffic on the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Good. See you guys.